and I'm going to talk to you about 5 reasons why your social media is not converting, like why you're not getting the results that you desire, whether converting for you is leads, like emails, contacts, phone calls, DMs, or it is sales, clients, whatever that looks like for you. So we'll talk about like 5 reasons why it's not converting, and then hopefully this will give you some tangible steps that you can implement and do moving forward, so that way you can begin to get the results that you desire. All right. So if you're listening or watching this for the first time, my name is Choma. I go by Nurse Choma, and I actually started my very first business back in 2015, which is called Choosing Nursing, and that was all about helping nurses to pass their boards exam. And I am a licensed registered nurse. I've been a nurse since 2010. And then I used that business. In that business, I grew it completely using social media. So a lot of content marketing strategies. And so that's just an area that I'm very good at, to be honest. I've been able to gain over 100,000 followers across social media, Instagram, Facebook, as well also on TikTok. I recently just started the channel, and I now have 13,000 followers on there. And then also, I've grown my email list to over 18,000 email subscribers. And so I teach people how to do the same thing. I coach them, I mentor them. I also provide content management, as well as also strategies to growing and rebranding their social media. So I want to talk to you about what are 5 things that you may be doing that you don't realize that's not giving you, real results. And I really hope that you'll find it helpful and that you'll be able to apply the information right away. So the first thing, number one, is your reach is limited. Okay, as far as like posting, like whatever you're doing, the posting that you're doing, etc., your reach is limited. So what I mean by this is that you're posting, right? But the place that you're posting on is limited. Like the way, like the the um the amount of people that can even see your post is too small. And so that's one of the reasons why you're not getting like the traction that you desire. And there's different ways I mean by this. So for example, some people, they post all of their business only on their personal Facebook pages. Like everything from how to work with me, like business stuff, things I'm doing, etc. And because they have 1,000 friends or 2,000 friends or something like that. But honestly, that reach is very limited. Like that's not enough people at all. And you're assuming a couple of things. You're assuming when you do that, you're assuming that everybody that follows or is friends with you on Facebook, on your personal Facebook page, you're assuming that all of them are your ideal clients, right? And then you're assuming that they automatically know, like, and trust you. Most of them are probably, people that are like friends of a friends, high school friends, coworkers, old coworkers, that type of stuff. So it's not really people that are your ideal client or customer. You're also assuming that every time you post, everybody will see your post. So that's another issue as well, is that like a lot of times the things that you're posting, not everybody's gonna see your post. So your reach is too small, and so you have to identify how you can expand your reach. Like the most ideal situation is if you could be posting on a platform um, where at minimum the reach is 100,000 people or more at minimum, because if you get at least 10% of those people to see your stuff, that's 10,000 people, and that's if also those people are like your ideal client or customer. So a lot of times one thing I noticed for a lot of people is that um, you're thinking too small, you're not thinking big enough, and so your reach is too tiny. And so you need to really honestly expand your reach, get more visibility, and look at what are other platforms that you can partner with in order to get bigger reach, bigger visibility. right? So if for example, if you're posting even on Instagram, if you're posting on your Instagram page and your Instagram is 100 people following on there, and you post, and with Instagram, especially with the algorithm, you're not gonna, Instagram is not going to show all your stuff to everybody. So you're only going to get maybe like maybe like 10 people that will see your stuff, you know? So this is so you have to increase your reach. That's why using trending sounds is important. That's why using hashtags is important, because those are essentially strategies to increase or boost your reach. All right? Number 2, the second thing is you're honestly not doing it enough. So you're posting, but it's not enough. Like it's not frequent enough. It's not consistent enough. You know, so you have to honestly post. Um, I know it will sound like a lot, but at least 3 to 4 times a day, not a week, a day. Like I know some people they post one like once a week, and like, how come I'm not getting anything? You're only posting once a week. That's nothing. Like you have to post if you're relying on organic traffic, so meaning that you're not incorporating ads into your strategy at all, like, or paid advertising in any way, then yeah, like you need to, if you really are trying to just only get visibility organically, and organically means that you're not paying for it, right? Then you have to increase the frequency. Um, do you guys know? I'm sure, well, probably not everybody, but there's a popular brand on Instagram, and it's a clothing brand called Fashion Nova, right? I'm sure some of you have heard of Fashion Nova. Maybe you bought something at Fashion Nova, right? And it's been a while since I checked to see how many followers they have now, but I know they have at least 12 million followers. Well, Fashion Nova, they post about 6 to 8 times a day. I've studied their brand. I'm like, wow, how did they get so much visibility so fast? They post about 6 to 8 times a day, every single day, on the weekends too. So that's how they're able to get so much traction and so much visibility, because they honestly post a lot. And it grows their email list fast, it grows their following fast, and it also grows their revenue fast. So sometimes number 2, the second thing is that you're just honestly not doing it enough. So you have to increase your frequency. The third thing, number 3, is you haven't set yourself up as an authority. Okay, you haven't set yourself up as an authority figure. So what I mean by this is that you need to, before you post, ideally before you post, before you do a paid shout out, a partnership, whatever that looks like, you need to position your page as an authority figure, or as an expert in your niche or brand, or as some type of credible source or whatever in your niche or brand, right? So you have to position yourself. So for example, let's say you have an LPN school, or a CNA or allied health school or home health school, whatever. You need to first, ideally before you start posting, you need to position everything from your bio, the words in your bio, the username, like your actual username, your profile picture. All of that has to be positioned well first. And then once you position it well, then you start posting stuff. And once you start posting, people are going to follow you faster. You'll get followers a lot faster. Like literally, people will see your stuff and then follow you right away, versus them seeing your stuff, maybe liking it, and then if they do like it, wait until you post again before they follow you, right? So if you can honestly position yourself first, where people really see the value who you are. That's why in your bio you have to tell people what they're going to get from following you. You have to tell them also, like, maybe a little bit about yourself. It really depends on whatever your company or business or brand is, honestly. So like if you can add your location, if you have a brick and mortar in the bio, right? So these are all the different elements that really position yourself for success. And then even on LinkedIn, if you're using or leveraging LinkedIn, same thing as well. Update your LinkedIn profile. Don't just start messaging people randomly, and don't just start you know, doing any of those things without updating your profile, without putting relevant content. Because you have to get into the mindset of people that's going to find you, right? People that's going to want to connect or do business with you. If you send them a message or you try to connect with them, what are people going to do? Naturally, they're going to go and look at your profile. So if your profile doesn't have a banner, if your profile doesn't really tell them who you are, if your profile doesn't have anything, especially if you're telling people in the message, hey, let's book a call. Why am I going to book a call with you? I don't know you. Like, if you can tell people through video content like why they should book a call with you, then that would make sense. So these are things you have to really honestly think about. So you have to set yourself up as an authority figure. The fourth thing, number four, is there's no funnel, right? So what I mean by this is that like you don't have a marketing, some type of funnel in place before they even get there. So you need to have a funnel. You need to have a way where when people do decide to do more with you, like you have some type of clear funnel in place. And I'll tell you, I've been doing this for a long time, but like the way I look at funnels now is different than the way I did like 5 years ago, because there's so much detail behind it in some ways, and sometimes it's also a very simple concept too. But you should also consider having some type of funnel in place. A funnel is the strategy or the process that you take people through that helps them to identify that they should work with you, or they should attend your program or buy your product or attend your service or go to your event or whatever it is. So having that funnel in place, it gets you results faster. So if you're posting, people are liking, following, and commenting, but they're not really buying anything, or they're not really, doing more than that, then it tells you that they're interested, right? It tells you that you have mastered brand awareness. So what you have mastered is you have created it where people are actually aware of your brand. But what you have to do is that now you have to close the loop. You have to put in place some type of funnel strategy where people can literally, okay, learn the next thing and the next and the next thing, and then finally you present the right offer to them. So that's another thing as well, is just having that funnel in place, whether it's an email marketing funnel or whether it's usually an email marketing funnel or like a webinar funnel, those type of things. And then number five, the fifth thing is that you're not clear on your ideal client. A lot of people are not really. I talk to people and I realize like some people are not clear on who they want to work with because they're convinced that everybody is their ideal client. Yeah, everybody. I can work with everybody, but if you do that, you work with nobody. So you have to get clear on like who are they? Are they men? Are they women? Did they go to school? Are they married? Did they graduate? How much money do they make? What type of careers are they doing? You have to be clear because it's going to affect your copywriting. It's going to affect your messaging, and all of that will help you to get the right people. If you're not clear, you're not going to attract the right people. So that's essentially I'm going to keep this short and sweet. The 5 reasons why your marketing is not converting. If you want my help in this area, I am launching a mentorship program which is called Social Media Mastery Mentorship. And the focus of the program is to help you with your marketing, help you to convert it into leads and sales, help you to create customized strategies. I'm going to teach you how I leverage TikTok. I'm going to teach you how to use Facebook ads. And so the information I'll be sharing and the value you're getting is honestly a well worth a $10,000 value, because you could pay somebody else to tell you the same thing and they would charge you way more. But the way I priced it, it's extremely low. So if you want to learn more about it, click the link. I'll post the link. And then I post the link here, and then also you can click the link above this video to get access to it. And if you have any questions, just don't be afraid to send me a message, comment below. And I really, really hope that you found this informative. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you the next time.